36th District Court is now in session with the Honorable Miriam Martin Clark presiding. While court's in session, there's no reading, talking, eating, sleeping, walking around, or driving. When your name is called, please unmute your device if muted and give your full and undivided attention to the court. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, everyone. This court is calling Mr. John Ryan, and that case number is, it's going to take case number SX 390-45961, John Lewis Ryan. The charge is leaving the scene of a property damage accident. This is the date and time for trial. If Mr. John Lewis Ryan is in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
John Lewis Ryan, Your Honor.
Thank you. And who's representing Mr. Ryan?
Good morning, Good morning, Peter Torres, P68242 here on behalf of Mr. Ryan. There's also a traffic ticket attached, Your Honor, which I'm asking to be dismissed as well.
Now, I don't have the number for that ticket. Can Mr. Ratliff verify that there was another matter scheduled with this one? Is it in default? Was it civil infraction, Mr. Torres?
It should not have been, Your Honor. It would have ran with the failure to stop. It's an improper lane usage.
Mr. Ratliff, do you see that ticket?
John Ryan, right?
Yes, under John Lewis Ryan.
Yeah,
It's on another page.
it's showing that count 2 of that ticket defaulted May 6, 2022.
Judge, I filed an appearance. It should have all ran with everything. It shouldn't have been defaulted.
Okay, so would you like to make a motion?
She is really condescending.
Pardon?
Condescending.
I'm sorry?
Ladies and gentlemen, these are hot mics. So whatever you're thinking, if you say it out loud, it will be heard on the YouTube channel. So I'm not sure if that was an inadvertent comment, but please know that these mics are hot, okay? So is there a count 2 for which Mr. Torres, you would ask this court to set aside the default?
Yes, Your Honor, please, if I may, set aside the improper lane usage default, as I did file an appearance, obviously, on this matter. And then I'm asking the court then to dismiss it because there is no police officer.
All right, sir, we can do that. We can set that matter. We can set aside the default on that matter and include that with this case. What is that? Well, you said it's count 2. Is that right? Is that what you have, Mr.?
Yes, count 2.
Okay, so we'll set aside count 2, which is improper lane use. The information the court has is that the officer has failed to appear on these matters. The court will therefore grant the motion to dismiss without prejudice. Now, Mr. Torres, Mr. Ryan, that means the people may bring these charges again. The court is merely dismissing them because the officer has failed to appear. Thank you so much. Any questions, Mr. Torres or Mr. Ryan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Your Honor.
All right,
Thank
gentlemen, you may disconnect from the hearing. And this court is calling Jada Richards. Ms. Jada Richards, SP 120-46071. Jada Marcia Richards. No operator's license on person. Count 2, that same ticket. Driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. Both matters are scheduled for trial. Jada Richards. Jada Richards. There is no response. Ms. Richards has failed to appear. Who is the officer who has appeared on this matter today for Jada Richards? Is it Officer Hale or Officer Kyle?
Officer Hale.
Officer Hale, are you in virtual courtroom at this time? If you are, sir, please put your appearance and badge number on the record.
He went back into
Okay.
the breakout room. I'm
You
bringing.
did?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
up, back out the breakout room.
let me see. I'll go in and look for him. Would he be in room 2? Yes, it's Officer Hale. So let's move him out if we can.
I signaled him to come to the mainstream.
Great, thank you. All right, when he does come, we will allow him to put his appearance on the record. But in his absence, we're going to acknowledge that Jada Richards has failed to appear, so KPS warrant will issue for Jada Richards. And the court is also calling at this time Damon Randall. Damon Randall, that is case number SP 132200481. Damon Trayvon Randall, driver's license never acquired. Count 2, that same ticket, improper place. Also SP 132200831, driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. And count 2 of that same ticket is no insurance. All matters are scheduled for trial. And Mr. Damon Trayvon Randall has failed to appear. Officer Jeremy Rule, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please put your appearance and badge number on the record at this time.
Corporal Roll, badge 3896, Detroit Police, 6th Precinct.
Thank you, Corporal. Thank you very much for being here. Mr. Damon Randall has not appeared. We will issue a KPS warrant for him at this time. We appreciate your being here, and you may leave the.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Did Officer for Jada Richards return? Officer come back?
No, he did not come to the mainstream.
Okay, when he does, we'll let him put his appearance on because the prosecutor likes that information on the record. Meanwhile, the court is going to call a group of names at this time. And the first of those names is Mr. Justin DuBose. Mr. Justin DuBose, case number. Find you, Mr. DuBose.
Justin, Andre DeBose.
Is it Justin DuBose or Andre DuBose?
It's like Entree. His name is like Entree. The ball.
Okay, why I have a Justin DuBose. Okay, just want to make sure that this is the correct name. All right, then it's SP 135-90701. Entree Lamont DuBose. No insurance. Now, 2 of that same ticket is driving 11 to 15 miles over the speed limit. Both matters were scheduled for trial and formal hearing today. Mr. Entree DuBose, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
And Judge, he was here, but we lost him.
We lost him, he fell out?
Yeah.
Okay, lock the room so that we wouldn't have people drifting in and out, but we will.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroki on behalf of Mr. DuBose, he identified himself when we were on live stream, I believe. I'm wondering if the court would waive his presence since it's going to be a dismissal.
We will at this time. We will, Ms. Soroki, if you will formally give your appearance for Mr. DuBose.
Your Honor, Pauline Soroki on behalf of Mr. Autry DuBose.
All
This
right.
matter is set for trial today. My client was here. He did put his name on the record earlier. At this time, I'm moving for dismissal. Officer has not appeared.
Okay, the court is going to grant that motion and we will waive his appearance. We will waive the appearance of Mr. DuBose, noting that he was here earlier. And for some reason, he may have lost power, but we will waive his appearance. And the court is calling Dungeon Capers. Mr. Dungeon Capers, that case number is SP 133-69721. Dungeon Capers, disregarding an officer's signal. This is the date and time for trial. Mr. Dungeon Capers, if you're in the courtroom, please say your name for the record. Please unmute yourself, sir, and say your name.
It's a female, Your Honor. Her name.
Yes, I
the
see her. Miss Capers, Miss Siobhan Capers. Dungeon Capers is hyphenated last name. Your first name is Siobhan. Please say your name for the record. Thank you, ma'am.
Dungeon Capers.
Thank you so much. Court is also calling Raportia Rudolph. That case number is SP 136-05731. Raportia Rudolph, no operator's license on person, count 2 of that same ticket, no insurance. SP 136-05681, failure to use turn signal, leaving the curb, count 2 of that ticket, no valid registration. All matters are scheduled for trial or formal hearing. Ms. Raportia Randolph, please say your name for the record. I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4 matters for Ms. Raportia Randolph. Please say your name.
Yes, my name is Raportia Randolph.
Thank you, Ms. Randolph. And this is also calling Reginald Rankin. Reginald Rankins with an S, SP 135-78692. Reginald Rankins, violation of the marijuana ordinance, count 1 of that same ticket, disregarding a red signal, and count 3 of the same ticket. I don't know, what is this charge, Ms. Soroki? Is this another marijuana violation?
Yes, yes, the MRMTA. It's, I think it's in the vehicle, some kind of vehicle.
Okay. Madam Prosecutor, do you know what that charge is? Are you still with us? Anyway.
She had to go to another courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, it's MRTMA under 21. I think it's some kind of marijuana violation. Mr. Reginald Rankins, if you're in the virtual courtroom, sir, please say your name for the record.
Reginald Rankin.
What's that charge, Mr. Rankin?
I think it's marijuana.
Okay, so violation of marijuana. And you're under 21, sir?
Yes.
All right. The court is also calling William Reed. William Reed, and that case number is, let me see. Case number SP 135-91001. William Charles Reed, no operator's license on person, count 2 of that same ticket, driving 21 to 25 miles over the speed limit. Mr. William Charles Reed, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
William Reed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. And the court is calling Mr. Ricky Reynolds. Case number SP 135-71591. Ricky Reynolds, improper plates, count 2 of that same ticket. Driver's license suspended, and count 3 of the same ticket. No proof of insurance. Mr. Ricky Reynolds, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
Ricky.
Say it again, please.
Ricky Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. The court is also calling Courtney Robinson. Case number SP 108-41521. Courtney Robinson, no insurance, count 2, that same ticket. Improper license. Ms. Courtney Robinson also has case number SP 108-41532. Reckless driving. SP 113-77511. Same defendant, no operator's license on person. All matters are scheduled for trial. Ms. Courtney Robinson, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
Courtney Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, Mr. Courtney Robinson, thank you. And Michael Dyer. This court is calling Michael Dyer, and Mr. Dyer's case number is, let's see. If anybody sees Mr. Dyer's name, I'd appreciate your help.
Okay. Michael
You see?
Dyer.
Mr. Dyer, thank you, sir. I'm just looking for your name.
It's SP 1290136 count 1.
Thank you. What is that count 1, madam?
It is disobey an officer signal.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr. Dyer. If you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record. Mr. Dyer, unmute and please say your name for the record. I can't find you, but I don't see you, Mr. Dyer. If you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record. Did we lose Mr. Dyer?
I'm afraid we did.
Okay.
Your
There are
Honor,
a lot of people here today, and so it may be some technical issue with people dropping off because we may be breaking the internet or something with all of these people, but we will waive his presence because Mr. Dyer was here. Is that what you were going to ask, Ms. Soroki?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so who is representing these people?
Your Honor, Pauline Soroki, on behalf of these matters that are also for trial this morning, the officers have not appeared. I'm moving for dismissal of all counts.
Thank you. It is 10:27. No officers have appeared in these matters, and therefore the court is dismissing all matters previously read into the record. That is for you, Mr. DuBose, for Dungeon Capers, for Portia Randolph, Reginald Rankin, William Reed, Ricky Reynolds, Courtney Robinson, and Michael Dyer. Your matters are dismissed without prejudice. That means the people may bring them again. The court is merely dismissing them because the officer has failed to appear. Attorney Jacobin, am I pronouncing your name correctly, sir? For Escobar Rodriguez. We forgot your client.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you for allowing me to plea on behalf of my defendant. And I had written a few messages in the chat room. I tried to see if the officer is present. The officer is not present. We also have an interpreter. We don't want to keep the interpreter too long. I wanted
Okay,
to
since your matters are scheduled for formal hearing, one is scheduled for trial, but because, sir, you have a Spanish-speaking defendant, if you would just stay on while I have dismissed all of the others, I will swear in that interpreter and take your matter in Spanish. All right, everyone else may disconnect except for Mr. Escobar. Is there anyone else whose name I did not call? I see Patricia Ray. I'm not sure why Miss Ray is on the
Your Honor,
in the virtual. Yes.
I am calling on behalf of my son, Zachary Scott Ray, who was supposed to appear at court at 9 a.m. I left 5 messages that he was incarcerated in another county and could not make the court date. And I'm
Okay,
asking
and if you would just stay on 1 minute, because I will have to call his name so that the record is clear. At this, I'm just going to dismiss those persons who I have previously indicated, where I previously indicated the officer has not appeared. And those matters, again, are being dismissed without prejudice. If the people decide to, they may bring them again, but for now, these matters are dismissed without prejudice. Mr. Justin DuBose, do you have any questions? If not, sir, you may disconnect. Dungeon Capers, any questions?
No.
If not, please disconnect. Portia Randolph, any questions?
No.
Please disconnect. Thank you. Reginald
you.
Rankin, any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you may disconnect. William Reed, any questions?
No, ma'am.
You may disconnect, sir. Ricky Reynolds, any questions? You may disconnect, Mr. Reynolds, if you have no questions. Courtney Robinson, you may disconnect. And Michael Dyer, I think we indicated had previously not checked in. So now I have this is the interpreter, Vivian Montero, for defendant Escobar Rodriguez. All right, ma'am, is Mr. Senor Rodriguez on the screen?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Ms. Ray, I'm going to put you in the waiting room for just a minute, and we will bring you out as soon as we take this testimony from.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we, Joanna, we still have Police Officer Hale, and his matter has been resolved. His client didn't appear.
His client didn't appear?
Correct.
Was that Damon Randall?
His Jada Richards.
Jada Richards, yes, okay. Officer Hale, we previously dismissed, I'm sorry, we previously capious Jada Richards for her failure to appear. I think we looked for you and we couldn't find you, but if you want at this time, you can put your appearance and badge number on the record.
Police Officer Kyle Hale, badge 868, Detroit Police Department.
Thank you so much. And we just want to make sure that we reflected your being here today. So Officer Hale, if you like, sir, you can disconnect. We appreciate your being here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And now we're going to call Senor, well, first of all, we'll swear in the interpreter. Madam Interpreter, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn, sir. Ma'am, ¿cómo se llama usted? For the record. Your name, Madam Interpreter?
Vivian Montero, Court Interpreter 18369.
And thank you. Ms. Montero, do you swear or affirm that you will translate accurately from the Spanish language to the English language and from the English language into the Spanish language to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. And the court is calling. Let me see if I can find Mr. Escobar. Looking for Mr. Escobar.
Page 2, Your Honor. It's
Page
under 826.
I see him. Thank you so much. Escobar Rodriguez, case number SP 133-81631, driver's license never acquired.
Ese es el caso de Escobar Rodríguez. Número de caso SP 1338-1631. El cargo es nunca de haber solicitado una licencia de conducir.
Also SP 133-81621, same defendant, failure to stop at a stop sign.
También, número de caso SP 133-816-21, segundo cargo que no paró en un control de tráfico, un letrero de party. Mismo acusado.
Count 2 of that ticket, no proof of insurance.
Y también no traía comprobante de aseguranza.
All 3 matters are scheduled for trial or formal hearing today.
Los 3 casos está programado para un juicio o una audiencia formal el día de hoy.
Is Senor Rodriguez in the virtual courtroom? If so, please say your name for the record. ¿Cómo se llama usted?
Si el señor Escobar Rodríguez está en la sala del tribunal, por favor diga su nombre en voz alta.
Denis Arquímedes Escobar Rodríguez.
Thank you. And who is representing Mr. Rodriguez today?
Good morning,
¿Quién
Your
le-
Honor. May I please the court? This is Attorney Radu Yacoban, P72819, on behalf of defendant Dennis Escobar Rodriguez.
Thank you. And Mr. Yacoban, the information the court has is that the officer has failed to appear in this matter. Do you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, I would like to motion to the court to dismiss the charges based on the non-showing of the officer.
It
May the
is
interpreter interpret that, Your Honor?
surely.
El licenciado Yacuban dice que el oficial no ha comparecido aquí hoy día. El licenciado pide desestimar los casos porque el oficial no ha comparecido. Thank you.
Thank you. The court will grant that motion. This matter
If you-
is dismissed without prejudice for lack of a complaining witness.
Y el tribunal va a desestimar esos casos con reserva de ley porque el oficial no compareció.
Any questions?
¿Alguna pregunta?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And without prejudice, I would like Mr. Rodriguez to know that the people may bring this matter again. The court is merely dismissing it because the officers failed to appear.
Your Honor, I will
Quiero que-
confer with my client and I will explain to him thoroughly the procedure and what's going on and potential.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. If there's nothing further, Senor Rodriguez, you may disconnect.
Si no hay nada más por el momento, señor Escobar Rodríguez ya se puede retirar.
And the court
Muchas
agrees.
gracias. No hay,
Thank you. Thank you
De
so much.
nada. De nada.